Hello, Brigadiers. Many of you asked and we listened you. So, the famous topic about the dog deception and how and why do dogs fake injuries is again in the spotlight. So, we decided to make this brief from the topic, and we recommend to others to listen the full podcast episode on this topic and read the source article by your greatest and 4 times award-winning magazine about the healthy dog lifestyle and epic adventures, the one and only Doggozila magazine at doggozila.com. To find the correct article on the magazine website, search for the title, Do Dogs Fake Injuries? Signs of Dog Deception. Let's dive right into the feedback.
Yeah, let's get right into it.
Reorganizing the content into 3 distinct acts, like learning, acting, and intervention, will drastically improve the reader's journey. Right now, reading your draft feels like watching a dog chase its tail.
Oh, completely.
You introduce the signs of a fake limp, jump into the psychology behind it, and then bounce right back to the symptoms. It's a dizzying loop. Is a strict timeline the best way for the author to untangle this?
Yeah. The core issue with that looping structure is that it dilutes the practical value for the reader. When you mix the underlying psychology with the immediate symptoms, new owners just can't easily follow how the behavior evolves.
So they just get lost in the weeds?
Exactly. To fix this, group the content chronologically based on the behavior's life cycle. Frame Act 1 around learning, focusing on how accidental positive reinforcement triggers the habit.
Right.
Then move smoothly into Act 2, acting, where you explicitly detail the 3 warning signs.
Which are the inconsistent limping, sudden onset, and attention-seeking glances, right?
Yes, those exact 3. And finally, Act 3, intervention, should focus strictly on curbing the tricks.
Elevating the section on social media's influence will give this piece a unique, modern edge. Once you establish that Act 1 learning phase we just discussed, it becomes clear there's a missed opportunity regarding where dogs are picking up these tricks today.
For sure.
But I have to ask, is there a risk that focusing on modern viral moments might overshadow traditional training fundamentals?
Well, actually, the modern context perfectly illustrates those traditional fundamentals. Right now, your fascinating observation about viral clips unintentionally reinforcing deceptive habits is buried near the end as an afterthought.
Yeah, it gets lost.
Right. You need to center this psychological connection much earlier to show how modern pet ownership directly impacts canine intelligence. Analyze the why for the reader. Narrate the exact progression.
Like how it actually happens day to day.
Exactly. A puppy accidentally does a dramatic paw lift, the owner laughs and pulls out a phone to record it, and suddenly, that dog has learned a daily manipulative habit just because it gets views online. It makes the abstract psychology incredibly tangible.
Enhancing the final intervention section with interactive takeaways will better empower beginners to set consistent boundaries. This leads perfectly into how the owner actually stops the behavior in Act 3.
Yeah.
Your draft currently relies on broad advice like provide mental stimulation or simply ignore the behavior. But honestly, does just ignoring a dog actually build trust? Don't owners need a proactive replacement activity to effectively reset that boundary?
That is exactly why generic advice falls flat. Telling a frustrated owner to just ignore it doesn't give them a functional tool.
It just leaves them standing there awkwardly.
Yeah, feeling like a bad pet parent. You have to translate those broad behavioral concepts into simple, encouraging steps. Instead of vaguely mentioning boredom, list 3 specific active games the owner can play.
That makes a lot of sense.
Or, even better, provide a step-by-step physical script. Tell the reader exactly where to look, how to stand, and when to offer a replacement toy when the dog stages a limping performance.
That gives the reader immediate, actionable confidence.
It really does. It's a game changer.
To summarize our feedback for the author, restructure your piece into 3 chronological acts: learning, acting, and intervention.
And spotlight that social media angle early on to modernize the psychology.
Right, and replace generic advice with specific interactive takeaways, like a physical behavioral script. We invite you to implement these changes and submit your revised work back to us for more feedback.